Hello, this is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a study which I had my students do with the National Association of Music Educators, helping them go to college. So I'd like to share this video with my parents and people who would like to know a little bit about where I work and the profiles of my students where I work. I did this survey with my high school students at the beginning of the last month. And it's done by the National Association for Music Education. I found that this survey was very helpful, not only to me to find out more about my students and their backgrounds and interests, but to find more about, where they're going to go or what their career fields are. And I work at a college preparatory school, and one of the struggles of these students is finding colleges to go to and, scholarships for them when they're ready to leave us. And as you can see, this map shows you where my students are thinking about going to school. California, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida. There's Kentucky, and over there in the northeastern part of the United States, where you have New York, Massachusetts, and all of those states up there. Very focused on Florida because we are in Florida, and I'm just going to scroll down and share this information with you. As you can see, these are the top colleges and universities that they would like to go to for them. And these are their top 20 colleges and universities. Not bad choices, and most of them would like to stay in Florida. And there are great options for staying in Florida. But not all of the matches for their career choices are located in Florida. And so if some of them really want to go beyond and, go out there and obtain their dream, they're going to have to move to a different state to go to a college or university that may have something better matched for what they would really like to do in their future. And my students should always want to, follow their dreams because that is going to be their life. And, we may have many career changes over the course of their life, but you have to really focus on what you want to do, not what your parents want to do, and really focus on it and try to find all of the interests that are career programs for that particular school and make sure that it matches instead of just having a school where you have a bunch of general studies. And if they don't know what to study when they go to college, then yes, take a couple of exploratory classes to probe around and get more specific to that topic area or field that they would really want to be in. These graphs are very important to me because they show me what my students' interests are when they graduate. And one of the things that I know at working at my school is that, they're not there for me. They're not there to get a degree in music education. Maybe some will be inspired and take off and become a musician or study music education, but most are not there for me. I'm there to provide a well-rounded experience for them while they're at my school. And, at the top, the biggest bubble there on the screen is medical. So 49% of my students are interested in medical sciences. 35% of my students are interested in visual and performing arts. And that's not music only. That is, dance, art, and other visual and performing arts. 25% are interested in business, 16% in law, 10% in education, and 8% in other humanities. And to the right, you can see all of their study interest going all the way down. And you see pre-med is 18%, psychology 16%, law and legal services 13%, music 13%, which is surprising to me, Then you have nursing, and believe it or not, nursing, engineering, and some of these other studies here are very, eye-opening for me. Even the amount of students that want to study animal sciences and architecture and athletics and coaching and entrepreneurship. This graph here shows the different college characteristics that they're looking for to provide the matches for my students. And you see there's the institution type, public and private. I don't think that makes a difference, but I think that most are not looking for a technical school or a community or junior college, which, in past years, that's been a struggle. Most of them want to go to the community college, or that's what their parents want them to do because they want to be close to home. But, if they are going to a college preparatory school, they need to really be focusing on higher places of learning and really following their dreams and focusing right there on their subject matter if they know what they want to do right at the get-go. So most do not want a smaller institution, and that's shocking because our school is a smaller school. It only hosts about 600 students in middle school and high school. Most want to go to a medium-sized school, which is 3,000 to 10,000 students, and 40%, or almost 38%, want to attend large universities. Going down to the graphs in green, we have campus attributes. Ethnically diverse. We are a very ethnically diverse school. We have about 30% of each one of these different categories: Black, Asian, white, Hispanic population. So we are a very culturally diverse school, and they want to attend also culturally diverse institutions. And that's one of the reasons why I think that most want to attend colleges in the southeastern part of the United States, where they know that they're going to be accepted as a minority student, not only by the university, but just get along with others, and you can't blame them for that. Dormitories available, 60%. Major sports program, 40%. We don't have a large sports program at our school, and it's always been a push to have these programs. But is it really necessary to have major sports programs at schools? But only 40% of our students care that there's a major sports program at their college or university. Very interesting data showing up here. Historically Black, 33%, but that could be because most of my students are African American or Black, and they want to attend these historically Black institutions. As I was mentioning in my discussions in school, that historically Black colleges for Black students can be a very controversial manner, where I have had Black students tell me that their parents don't want them to attend these institutions because of the different maybe labels that are put on their students and so forth for attending these institutions. And so it's very controversial, but some of the institutions in the state of Florida are very nice to these students. They have more opportunities, and sometimes the requirements are a little bit less to get into, and they have scholarship opportunities for them and make them feel more welcome and at home. Hispanic serving institutions, 6%. And I think that this is interesting that, I'd like to find some Hispanic serving institutions in the United States and see the data that is released upon those institutions to see, are they really serving Hispanic students, or is it more ethnically diverse? Would Florida International University be considered an institution that services a lot of Hispanic students? Is that a historically Hispanic institution in our nation? But what is shocking about this particular number is that the Hispanic students don't care about being with other Hispanic students. They just care about going to college, and a lot of them confirmed that in the discussions that I had in class. Looking over here to the campus setting, big city or mid-sized city or small town, most don't care, but they don't want to be in a small town. That's kind of sad because a lot of these institutions or colleges and universities, some of them are in small towns, and they may be not, getting some of the college acceptances because there are great institutions within these small towns. Campus behaviors and rules. Conservative lifestyle, moderate lifestyle, liberal lifestyle. And here's another one. They ask them questions without just going after their lifestyle right here, saying, well, are you conservative, moderate, or liberal? And defining that, they ask them questions that led them to these answers. So we have about 11% conservative, moderate, 65%, liberal, about 23%. And what's interesting about this data is, in addition to the data I'm showing here, which I can't show you their personal information because of their names and stuff, but what they did was they matched them. If they were conservative, then they gave them more options in colleges and universities that were more conservative in nature. For example, more religious, Catholic institutions, Baptist institutions that, they wouldn't necessarily have those liberal lifestyles where everything is going on. And so the conservative view personality would be better linked with more conservative colleges and universities. And then distance from home, most don't care. It's about 60-60. And, that was something that I've always been talking to my seniors in the past, is that most of them seem to want to stay home. But, this report shows that, it's about a 50-50 type of deal with them. In addition to this report, as I mentioned, my students received a personal report emailed to them. It's by College Options, and they did this all for free, and the student can go back with them and talk with them about more scholarship information. But I found it very interesting and very nice is that this information was shared with me, a personal report for each student, and I talked to them about what the data said specifically about them, their different college matches, so that they can have goals and even some scholarship options. They listed about 5 or 6 scholarship options for each student, and this was very nice to see in these reports. And I may just show you a report at the end here to show you what that means, but I thought that this was a very nice aspect of this study. Here's the personal report, and I'm not going to share with you the name of the student to keep their name confidential. But as you can see over to the left, there's a profile. Their graduation year is 2019. Their top interests, fashion, music, type of college that they want to attend, and then the states that they want to attend these colleges and universities. Here are their declared schools: Florida State University, Florida Atlantic University, the University of Texas at Arlington, and as we go down, they have other matches for the student, and then at the bottom, they have their scholarship matches. Notice that some of them are scholarships, as in the Mark and Molly Yates Scholarship. There is a prize, so sometimes there are competitions that go along with these various scholarships. There's the Arthur Rose Foundation Scholarship. They have many different foundations that are linked with, career interests around the United States. And sometimes, there's a specific, as you can see, vocal music scholarship for one of my students that is available. In one of the reports, there was even something that, seemed like something that I had. One of my professors, someone died in their family, and they had a special fund set aside for their family, and they wanted to, provide free trumpet lessons for me while I was at Troy State University. And this was one of the options that I had that helped me with my tuition. Some universities, a lot of students are, afraid of going out of state from Florida. And that's kind of sad because Some of these institutions do waive the students' out-of-state tuition or out-of-state fees because they have scholarships available to attract them to their institutions. If you're in band or chorus or one of those different activities, they do have scholarships available for those students that if you are in the marching band, they will waive your out-of-state tuition if you march in the marching band or provide some other scholarships to that student to help them with their tuition. And you don't even have to study music to get these. Many people that marched in marching band at Troy State University have many different degrees in medical sciences, computer science, and psychology, and everything else in the world. And, students need to keep their options open. Other things, like when they get to getting a master's degree, the state of Georgia was really good with this with their students. And when I went to get my master's degree at Valdosta State University, I had an assistantship, and that assistantship basically was I worked for the university while I was getting my education, and they waived my tuition, and the only thing that I had to pay for was the out-of-state tuition fees and living expenses and books, and that's the only thing that I had to pay for while I was at Valdosta State University. So this is a very interesting report. This is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed me sharing you the survey of my students and where they would like to go to college. And this is just great information for any person who is wishing to follow their dreams and get a college education. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and have a great day. Thank you.